Do you want to experience the full, fresh flavor of your specialty coffees? Are you tired of tasting yesterday's beans in today's extraction? True coffee and espresso connoisseurs know the best way to get the best results? Use a single doser. Hey coffee lovers, Marc here from Whole Latte Love with our picks for best single dosing grinders of 2024. Now, if you've never used a single doser before, they're designed to grind a, single dose of coffee at a time. They don't use large hoppers to store beans for days or even weeks. Instead, you weigh your dose for each brew and grind it through. And whatever goes into a single doser, it's gonna come right out the other end. So why are single dosers the preferred grinders for true coffee and espresso hobbyists? Well, let's start with freshness. As it turns out, a hopper, even a well-sealed one, is not the most optimal home for your beans. If you want the best flavor, ideally you want to expose your coffee to air and light as little as possible. With a single doser, you can store your beans properly in the original resealable bag or maybe in a vacuum canister. Single dosers also specialize in retaining as little coffee from cycle to cycle as possible. If you open up the grind chamber on a hopper-fed grinder, you're gonna see a good amount of coffee gets left behind. Most single dosers, however, are built with zero retention technology, using angled geometries and bellows to help coffee fall straight through instead of being retained in the grind chamber. You're also gonna waste less coffee on a single doser, no purging necessary, to ensure a fresh dose. So for those seeking the freshest coffee possible, or if you're investing in high-end specialty coffees, single dosing is the way to go. Now, our goal here is to help you find the single dose grinder that best fits your budget needs. To that end, our list is comprehensive. There's something here for everyone, including all-purpose grinders that easily switch between espresso, filter, and even cold brew. Redesigned to allow for accurate dosing for the full range of brew methods, Eureka's Mignon 065 AP is a fantastic single dosing option for the value-focused home brewer. Like its predecessor, the 065 AP comes with Eureka's blow-up single dosing hopper. You get the silicone bellows and a 45-gram stainless steel dosing cup that fits perfectly into a 58mm portafilter. Unlike its predecessor, however, the Mignon 065 AP sits at a slight angle. The 75-degree tilt helps grounds flow through to your dosing cup, so you'll need to hit those bellows less to make sure all your grounds went through. Even better, it features an upgraded set of 65mm flat steel burrs for faster, more consistent grinding. In my testing, I got 1.2 grams per second at espresso sizes and 2.8 grams per second in filter sizes. And the burrs, they're all-purpose, baby, so you'll get equally good results when grinding for espresso as you do for a French press. Eureka also updated the grind adjustment knob to make it easier to switch between coarse and fine grind sizes. It's bigger and easier to turn, and it features a rotation counter to help you keep track of grind sizes used for different brewing methods. And the numbers on this thing, they actually mean something. In my testing, I got about a 20 micron median particle size change for each number on the dial. So for me, it was a full 30 whole numbers of rotation from zeroing out the grinder before I got to my median particle size of 250 microns for espresso brewing, and another 20 numbers past that for filter. Now, every full turn you make on the knob causes the counter to change, so you can easily return to a previous setting used for a different brew method. Gotta say, this is a huge upgrade and incredibly useful for anyone who grinds for multiple brew methods. Starting at just $500, the Eureka Mignon 065 AP is an incredible value. It's a Eureka, so you know it's got full metal construction and their signature anti-static and silent grind technology. Plus, I've never seen a made-in-Italy grinder this affordable with burrs this big. For even greater single dosing performance and a style elevated by wood accenting, have a look at Eureka's Mignon Oro SD Pro. Now, you may be noticing some similarities between this grinder and the Zero, and you'd be right. They've got a lot in common. Both have Eureka's impressive silent grind and anti-static technology. Both are commercial grade, made in Italy grinders with micrometric stepless adjustments. Both have this excellent all-purpose grind adjustment knob and 65mm flat all-purpose burrs to match. But the Oro SD Pro brings some features to the table that set it apart from the Zero. Let's start with what we can see. The Oro SD Pro tilts forward even further. A 65-degree angle makes it more difficult for grounds to stick inside the grinding chamber. So achieving zero retention, yeah, it's going to be even easier. Speaking of easy, tired of sweeping up the coffee grounds that get all over your counter? The anti-chaff funnel on the SD Pro guides grounds directly into the dosing cup. So there's literally no mess with this thing. Eureka also added attractive oak accents, which pair quite well with their matching tamping station. The most exciting changes, however, they're on the inside. The 65mm all-purpose burrs here have an updated cutting geometry that improves outcomes across the full spectrum of grind sizes. And they feature Eureka's pure diamond coating for a boost to grinding speed and durability. In my testing, the heftier 4-amp 1650 RPM motor churns out about 2 grams of espresso grounds per second and 3.8 at filter sizes. Overall, the Oro Mignon SD is more stylish and powerful than the Mignon Zero. It's a great option if you're looking for a single doser that makes as big a statement in cup as it does on your countertop. LX grinders are built to maximize both performance and style. With the power of Conte Valario engineering and a minimalistic modern design philosophy, the LX Edison 65SD adds a sculptural aesthetic to your espresso setup without compromising on grind quality. Let's start with the obvious. This grinder features a pair of 65mm flat burrs. They're powered by a 320-watt motor that spins at 1650 RPM, allowing this grinder to churn out 2.3 to 2.8 grams per second. Like most of Conte Valario's grinders, the Edison 65SD has an anti-static system that helps to eliminate clumping, silent grind technology, and stepless micrometric grind adjustments. It's powerful, precise, and built with longevity in mind. And like most single dosers, you've got a set of silicone bellows to help clear the grind chamber after each grinding cycle. When it comes to style, however, the Edison is unmatched. Its large glass touchscreen uses bright, minimalistic icons that are as intuitive to navigate as they are pleasing to the eye. The shadowproof Triton bean hopper continues the glassy look, which matches perfectly with the chrome body. Something else the Edison offers that no other grinder on our single doser list does, however, is the ability to set time doses. Now, why would you want to do this on a single doser? Well, it makes the grinder a bit more flexible in terms of how you can use it. The hopper here holds about 60 grams of beans, so you could actually use the Edison SD as a hopper-fed grinder if you wanted to. Say if you were posting and don't want to have to weigh each dose individually. It is worth noting that the Edison 65SD is an espresso-focused grinder. It's not going to be particularly convenient to switch between coarse and fine sizes on this grinder, but if you know espresso is what you want to be drinking and you want a grinder that will match or even exceed the style and performance of high-concept prosumer machines like the Rocket Bicoca or Bezzera Soleil, well, you're looking at it. And now for something completely different. I've been using head reviewing grinders for over a decade, and I've never seen anything like the Varia VS6. With a variable RPM motor, the ability to grind consistently across the full spectrum of sizes, and enough swappable burr options that you can use a different set every single day of the week. This is quite literally the most modular, versatile grinder I've ever encountered. There are a lot of intriguing firsts here on the VS6, and they're all wrapped up in a chic modern housing made of space-grade aluminum. Let's start with those burrs. The VS6 comes with a set of 58mm flat steel burrs, but unlike any grinder I've seen before, it's also compatible with conical burrs. Varia makes 7 different burr upgrades for the VS6, each of which is designed to improve performance and coax different flavor profiles out of your coffee. Each one is capable of delivering quality grounds at any size, but as a general rule, the flat burrs will give you a cleaner cup and are preferred for finer grinding, whereas the conical burrs give you more body and excel at coarser grind sizes. This versatility is further enhanced by the VS6's variable motor. Speeds can be adjusted anywhere between 500 and 1600 RPM. Higher speeds improve performance of flat burrs at finer grind sizes, while lower speeds help conical burrs shine at coarser sizes. This is a level of customizability that simply does not exist on any other grinder. Between all the different burr options and motor speeds, there are near endless ways to fine-tune your grinding to highlight different flavor profiles in whatever coffee you're brewing. The VS6 is also an all-purpose grinder. Adjustments from espresso fine to cold brew coarse are made in just a few rotations of the dosing chamber. As you turn it, subtle laser etched markings help you keep track of which rotation you're on, so it's actually pretty easy to find predetermined grind sizes. The VS6's extraordinary versatility doesn't come at the cost of precision. Each notch here represents a burr shift of just 5 microns. In the box with the VS6, you get Varia's magnetic modular dosing cup, along with a silicone bellows that attach to the top of the hopper, an RDT sprayer, and a removable ground chute with a spring-loaded knocker that helps ensure all your grounds make it into the dosing cup. All of this comes packed in a hard carrying case with carbon fiber inserts that looks more like it contains stage equipment for a touring rock band than an espresso grinder. But one thing is for sure, you don't need to worry about your VS6 being damaged in transit. Impressive is actually a bit of an understatement when it comes to describing what this grinder can do. No other grinder offers the versatility and modularity of the Varia VS6. If you're that kind of person who likes to explore and experiment, who's always chasing down the optimal extraction, you couldn't dream up a better companion than this. Several years ago, I visited Ceado's headquarters, located just outside Venice, Italy. This family-run business has been manufacturing high-end coffee grinders and commercial bar equipment for decades. More recently, they won the Best Product Award at SCA 2023 for their Hoop Radial Infusion Brewer. These guys don't just build grinders, they're flavor designers. You'll find their grinders on bars all over the world, at specialty coffee shows, and in the kitchens of the most discerning home baristas. And there's a good reason for that. Their all-new E6C Chameleon is as versatile as its name suggests. No, it doesn't change colors, but in our testing, a single rotation of the stepless grind adjustment collar gives you access to the full range of grind sizes, from finer than espresso to coarser than cold brew. I really like this adjustment collar. The etched number markings on the removable magnetic plate are really easy to read, and I'm a big fan of the rubber grip. It's very easy to turn. And look, this isn't the biggest deal, but I absolutely love the little chameleon guy they've got here on the back. It adds a touch of subtle playfulness to the grinder that honestly kind of makes it fun to use. Okay, back to business. The whole grinder, it sits at a 70-degree angle, so like the Oro Mignon we saw, you'll have an easy time getting your full dose out after each grind cycle. The included bellows are sturdy and give you a nice, powerful gust to clear the chamber. The ground chute here, that's removable, so easy to clean out. Taking it off also lets you get into the small space between the grinding chamber and the chute for an easy sweep out every now and then. Like their most premium grinders, remove just 3 screws for full access to the grinding chamber, and when you open things up, you don't lose your grind setting. But the real stars here are those 64mm Opal Glide flat burrs. Their multi-purpose cutting geometry gives consistent performance across the full range of grind sizes, and that Opal Glide coating makes them safe for RDT spraying. They're powered by a 460-watt motor that delivers 3.5 grams per second of fluffy, clump-free grounds directly into your dosing cup at espresso sizes, or 4.8 grams per second at filter sizes. Oh, and while you're grinding, you've got a handy little LED light so you'll always be able to see what you're doing. Ceado grinders offer superior build quality, impressive performance, and the pedigree of a multi-award-winning family-owned business that has been defining commercial-grade quality in coffee and espresso grinding for decades. The Chameleon is a fun, simple-to-use grinder that's a great representation of Ceado's commitment to innovating how discerning coffee drinkers can experience flavor. Ceado's E37 line of grinders are definitive entries in the Commercial Grade Grinder Hall of Fame, and they're my personal favorites. We use them as reference grinders in our testing because they set the bar for build quality and performance that every other prosumer grade grinder must now attempt to meet. The E37SD is a testament to that legacy. In fact, it helped establish it. The only NSF certified offering on our list. Everything about this grinder is absolutely premium. From the fasteners and rock solid housing to the gargantuan 83 millimeter Opal Glide burrs and 400 watt motor that powers through coffee faster than just about any other grinder in its class. And it does so with unparalleled consistency and quiet thanks to the steady lock and silent systems. The quick set worm gear gives you the option to dial in as precisely as possible while also allowing for large shifts in grind size to switch between espresso and French press or even cold brew. Operation is simple. Press the button to start grinding and you press it again when you're finished. No touch screens, no menus to navigate. The single dosing hopper includes a silicone bellows to help reduce retention, and the grinder comes with a series of tools designed to improve performance even further. An RDT sprayer, a WDT tool, and a dosing cup. It would be difficult to overstate the build quality of the E37SD, and I really have it here. When it comes to single dosing performance, you'd be hard pressed to find anything better. With 83 millimeter Opal Glide burrs, this grinder produces unbelievably consistent grounds. No need for a WDT tool, but yeah, they're going to give you one anyways. And that worm gear, it's the most precise means of manual grind size adjustment available. Even though the E37SD is designed to shine in a commercial setting, discerning home baristas will appreciate its superb performance and extraordinary quality. And there you have it, our picks for the best single dosing grinders of 2024. Every one of these grinders is going to give you near zero retention and a simple workflow that makes achieving maximum flavor and freshness as easy as possible. And yet there's a wide range of options here to help make your decision a bit easier to make. Take a look at this handy chart we put together. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those down in the comments and I'll be sure to get you a detailed answer. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We put out a lot of great content and I'd hate for you to miss a moment. Once again, I'm Mark and we'll see you back here soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love.